Roast it.
Wait,
All
y'all
right.
doing Allen versus who again? Y'all said which Mark?
Blue Suit Mark
Blue suit.
versus
Oh,
Dark
Blue Suit
Suit.
Mark. Oh, this is a good topic. Okay. I gotta tap in.
Yeah, yeah. All right.
All right.
I mean,
Jane,
I
you
think.
can start.
Yeah, I mean, I just think it's There's multiple showings in the narrative that showcases that Invincibles that are at Omni-Man's level.
Such as.
Yeah, so you just have him on Thrax, so literally keeping up with Omni-Man, like literally fighting people sent to capture Mandor, like kill Omni-Man. And he's just showing to keep up with that when he locks in. Obviously current Mark is much stronger than that Mark on Thraxa. That's just one of them. You have a problem with that?
Yeah, I do. You realize they sent all three of those Viltrumites to Captain Nolan, right? Not just one of them. And Mark was only boxing with one of them.
Yeah. I mean, the whole point is I'm arguing that even if we're arguing there's three of them, that still does showcase some sort of relativity between Omni-Man and the Viltrumites, especially when you consider that the Viltrumites' whole goal when that Purge War happened was to kill every weak one. So it seems to be more the case that these guys actually are somewhat strong and relative to him as opposed to three weak niggas jumping him. But
No,
all the argument was go ahead.
I disagree. I don't think just because all the weak ones got killed, that doesn't mean there can't be a disparity in power between one Viltrumite and another, right? So one can be like, for example, Fuller can be considered a strong Viltrumite, but Nolan's just a stronger Viltrumite, which is why three Viltrumites are needed. That's shown with Anissa, right? Like for Anissa, she says that a worse threat.
That's where we disagree. Listen. If we disagree on the numbers mattering for real, I do think I have the more likely argument. I really don't think you can prove this much of a disparity when the whole point was to kill, this thing, which is just to be a disparity. Weak compared to strong. There's disparity here. What seems to be the case here is that only the stronger left. So I think qualitatively there's no disparity. I think you want to argue there's three, like doesn't really prove much. I still do think that regardless, these Viltrumites are shown to be comparably to Omni-Man. Almost every other Viltrumite we see in action are also just shown to be capable of similar strengths. Like the two Executioners, they're literally similar strength. They're fighting Battle Beast Island. They're literally fighting the same people. So I really just think there's a narrative that the ones that are left are like somewhat relative to each other. So I don't.
No, I disagree. First of all, I don't think you showed a disparity just because weak and strong, because you can't quantify what a weak Viltrumite would be and what a strong Viltrumite
I
would
don't
be.
need to. I don't need to.
No. Jane, let me finish, man. I let you finish. So,
Yeah,
like,
Jane, do the
Right.
just don't cut them off. Y'all been going
yeah,
there.
but I just think the feats directly contradict this, right? For example, if we go with the fact that Thrax and Mark is relative to Omni-Man, then you have a Nissa speed blitz in this. Thrax and Mark was comparable to Omni-Man, and then you have Conquest being implied above this
Hey, I
Anissa.
don't. We
That would
disagree.
directly
We don't, I don't think.
Jane, let me finish.
Mhm.
Come on, man.
Oh my
No
god.
spurging. What I was gonna say is, if we have this Conquest so far above this Rax and Mark, that's supposedly comparable to Omni-Man, that right there would imply that there is a disparity in power between the Viltrumites, right?
Wait,
And
you
then,
don't think you still
yeah,
not
go
done?
ahead. Go ahead.
You don't
Go
think?
ahead.
I mean, you really think he was the same level as Thraxa as he was against Nissa?
Yeah, why would he not be?
Bro, Admin had to tell him to lock in. His family was in danger. We see Mark holds back all the time unless his family's in danger and shit. Like he was not.
Yeah, I
Locked in
think I
with Nissa.
think after. Oh, sorry, were you saying something? Sorry.
That's it. That's it. He's not like that
Yeah,
against
I
Nissa.
just think after Thraxa, Mark learns not to hold back on like people of that caliber, because on Earth, like, his reason for holding back is he can kill these people with relative ease, or like hurt them to a terrible degree if he uses his full power. Whereas Viltrumites, the entire point is these Viltrumites are on a level where Mark cannot afford to hold back. So when Anissa comes to Earth, I don't know why he'd start holding back again, which risks this Viltrumite not only going after his family, because obviously a Viltrumite can do that, he has the power, if he doesn't hold back, because Omni-Man already told him on Thrax that if you don't start using your full power, against these Viltrumites, they're gonna kill you. Like, that's the entire point. So I don't see why he'd hold back on this other Viltrumite that's come to Earth.
Um, are you caught up to that with season 3?
Yeah, I'm caught up.
Then you should know that it's just directly stated that Mark like that's just stated by Mark not to be the case. Mark Lee says at the end of season 3 that now he's going to start with the rule of no matter what, like who you are. If you just attack my family in the first place, I'm just easily just going to kill you in the first place. He's not going to like challenge that thought.
Yeah, I think
So,
that's him. I think. Oh, sorry, were you saying something else?
yeah, I was going to say, so you have that, and you have the fact that Hilly just confirmed like Amazon and that Mark is just going all out against Conquest, like finally letting loose here. Where as opposed to earlier in the fight, it's just stated that like Mark probably can't handle Conquest, like he can't punch him out of this shit. So like Mark still does have that role of holding back the fight of Viltrumites. So I just don't think that's true.
I'd like to see where it's like stated he started going all out versus
Yeah. I
Conquest.
posted it. I posted it. It says Mark finally lets loose against Conquest, and then like literally in the first round where they literally
Wait, where'd you send it? Sorry, where'd you send it?
I sent in chat, Doom. I'll send in justification real quick. Hold up. I'm just gonna resend them for you in justification.
Oh, okay. Yeah, what do you think let loose here means? Because obviously at this point in time, I think Mark would have already gone all out against Conquest just based on the fact that he killed Eve and then he says, I'm going to kill you. But
Yeah,
I
I
don't know
think
what.
I think Les Luce is talking about killing like a Viltrumite and stuff. Like that's the whole point. What Mark was being told with Omni Man, he's like, oh, you got to fight like a Viltrumite, like lock in. He's like, I don't want to
Well,
kill people.
I can agree. I can agree to that then, but I don't think him holding back in this context would be referencing speed. Then I think it'd be referencing AP because against
What?
someone like I don't think it'd be referencing speed in this instance, and I think it'd be referencing AP just based off the fact
Wait.
that
Do you think they're equal in speed then at the start of the fight?
Conquest
Conquest
and
Mark.
Mark.
Yeah, like we can watch the first part of the fight right now. Like literally at the
No,
end,
no,
Conquest is
no,
like I can still beat your
no,
ass.
no, no. I agree. I don't think they're equal in speed at the start of the fight. I think also Mark's getting a rage ramp here, similar to like a Mortal versus Omni Man.
Conquest just says that getting just make you stronger. So like that
Yeah,
wouldn't matter.
but that's Conquest knowledge on Viltrumites, whereas Mark is a hybrid between a human and a Viltrumite, and we
Why do
see that humans such as the Immortal they get
you
amped
think they
from
only
rage.
know about humans?
What did you say? Sorry.
You think they only know about humans? Like Conquest has been sent to capture other
No, no,
planets.
no. I never said he only knows about humans. I said he's doing it based off a Viltrumite sense.
Yeah,
Like,
and I'm saying, you think he only knows about like one specific race and shit? Like, because if you don't think he knows about one specific race, I'm saying we have a much larger scope of especially what Conquest says himself, to where he has been to other planets, he has conquered shit, he has seen stuff. Like he's literally told not to destroy shit, letting people live. So the argument just be like he's probably seen like people get mad and fight all these feats. Like he's been alive for like literally thousands of years. So he's just speaking across his general knowledge of conquering planets and
wait,
and everything.
but that wouldn't matter. He can have this general knowledge of across planets, people not getting angry through rage. But we see in Invincible that humans do grow through rage. It's just shown with the
Like what?
Immortal
Give
versus
me an
Omni Man.
example.
The Immortal versus Omni Man.
I don't think Demora got stronger there.
So you don't think when he was boxing with Omni Man and making him bleed, you think he's capable of that at all times?
Well, he could make him bleed prior to that, even when he was like calm in season 1, the start episode, not the start episode, first episode. So I definitely don't think that shows anything.
Wait. First of all, why was he not angry after seeing Omni Man kill all his friends?
I'm talking about episode 1 where like they literally just initiate the fight and then he makes him bleed off a punch.
Yeah. When he initiates
No
the
one was
fight.
dead there. No one was dead there. I'm
Oh,
talking
okay, but
about
no. Okay, but he's still trying to kill his friends, and I don't think he's mad at
But
Omni
he's
Man per
definitely
se.
not angry. Like him and Mormon are like, yo, should we fight him? Like, oh my god, like he has to
No,
like
no,
coach him into like
that doesn't mean that doesn't mean they're not angry because obviously, if you think someone's mind controlling your friend, it's still gonna cause anger in you because they're using your friend
what?
against you to
That's
kill them.
unfounded. Oh my
How is
god.
that unfounded? You wouldn't be
Listen,
angry.
He Immortal is the one who's genuinely like, no, we shouldn't kill him. We shouldn't do anything. Like he's like trying to
Okay,
convince
no,
Mormon.
that still doesn't matter because by your logic, then Mark must have been going all out because he was angry at the start of his fight versus fucking Conquest. Why would he be holding back?
Bro, I don't think Mark was really angry. He was
He literally
worked up.
says, and he also said at the start of the fight,
Yeah,
I'm gonna punch
I'm
something
not
as
saying
hard as
Mark
I
isn't
can.
angry.
Also,
I'm not saying Mark isn't angry. I'm saying Mark is exaggerating how angry he is, because we see him in the episode get much more emotion much later after this. Like he goes from I just want to punch them as hard as I can into I see the future. You don't live to see tomorrow. Like the guy's a fucking crash out.
What?
Like he's not as angry and built as mostly as he think he is.
He's still angry though. That's the point. He's
Oh my
still
god!
angry and enraged.
Listen. Him being
No,
angry.
Jin, the only way this works in your favor is
No,
if him
listen.
getting angry
You're
accesses
crazy.
more of his power.
Listen. Him being angry, I don't think really matters. He has gotten anger, and yes, he used more of his power later on. But I'm saying with the immortal, he showcased not to be the one angry at all. It's woman who has to coach him into like, yo, bro, like at this point, some of us, like you're being like dead ass crazy here. And he's like,
Yeah,
fine.
and I'm saying that you don't have to be reserved to kill somebody to be angry at them, which is what we see with Mark, because you think
Oh
Mark
my god,
holds
I don't think
back.
Marcus gonna kill him.
Yes, exactly. That's my point. Mark was angry at the start of the fight, but Mark wasn't trying to kill Conquest at the start of the fight. It can be the same for the Immortal.
Oh my god, listen. But you're arguing that he is angry. I'm saying there's no indication of him being angry. Immortal, literally. I'm saying there's indication of him being calm, the reasonable person, because he could talk into doing shit.
No,
Right,
but
so your argument
your
of
entire
his mind control, I don't think that follows. Please provide an argument for why that follows, bro.
Jane, your argument for that was, oh well, he says he doesn't want to. Your entire counter was, oh, he says he doesn't want to kill Omni Man.
On top
I've
of
said
that,
that.
I don't think that.
Jane, come on. I said no. That's not disparaging shit, right?
Okay.
I've already said if you think somebody's controlling your friends and somebody's trying to kill you, right, and kill your friends, you're just naturally going to be angry. That's the natural reaction to
I
somebody trying
don't
to kill
agree.
you.
That's why I'm asking you to justify. I want you to
You
justify
don't
that.
agree that someone. So why was
Yes, I do not agree that a mortal who thinks his mind control, who has not killed any of his friends yet, is going to be mad. I don't think that.
Wait. So why was he angry when he got revived by the Mauler twins? Because he
Because
didn't know that Omni.
obviously, after that's when all his friends actually did die. They fell in their
Okay,
path,
but
so he feels someone ran.
he still doesn't know whether Omni-Man was under mind control
Why
or
does
not.
that matter? The whole point is that he fell in this task that he initially didn't happen.
Okay, so if somebody tries to kill the Mortal's friends, he's still gonna be angry at them because their
Oh my
deaths
god, you're
make
not
him
tracking. I'm
angry.
saying that the reason why he is getting
That's
mad
fine.
here is because his friends actually did die.
Okay, but why would it be the case that he's not angry if someone tries to kill them, but he is angry when it results in happening?
Because there's this, I'm telling you, there's this doubt that Immortal has that Air Belts is not taking consideration. Again, like I'm telling you before, War Woman is telling him to drop the fucking the dumbass hat and grow some balls. That's literally what War Woman is telling him to do. He is literally sad as shit. I will stream this for you. Immortal does not have this fucking anger reaction that you think he does, bro.
I never said that. I said he can be like reserved. No,
I'm just gonna play this.
Jane. He can be reserved to killing what's it called, Omni Man, later on after Omni Man's killed his friends, right? I still think that proves that somebody trying to kill his friends is going to enrage him. Whether the sadness from Omni Man being mind controlled overpowers that rage doesn't mean the rage isn't present.
That doesn't follow. You literally just said he can finally get the reserve after the friends are questioning is that the middle part. Like you can't prove them. You can't say the middle part is justified because the ending, bro. Like you can't do that. Like it's literally.
Yes, I can, because for example, Jane, yes, I can. It's literally like I just don't see how you can say somebody's gonna be angry at the death of their friends, but if someone tries to like shoot a gun at them or point a gun at them, they won't be angry. They'll stand there like, oh my god, you tried to kill my friends, but since you didn't succeed, I won't be angry. It's fine, you can do that. That's a dumb argument to make.
Wait, we can look at this fight. I'm streaming it, so you can see right here. This after Omni Man tries to kill Immortal off guard. You know, if you're who's in the clip, who's in the stream. Juju, you on the stream, Juju?
Yeah, I'm about to get in there. Hold on, I'm doing something.
Turn.
Keep going. Keep going in the video.
Well, I'm getting on the stream right now.
All right, so this is after. This after he tries to kill Immortal while he's off guard, right? You know, he gets saved. This movie's mind control or not, right? Look at everybody's first reaction. Look at everybody's first reaction. Right, they're scared. You know, they're puzzled. He's like, "What? What's happening?" And then she's the first one. Like, she's the aggressor. Okay, she doesn't care. And they fight. No, go. That's it. Where's Immortal? Everybody else is attacking. What's Immortal, bro? But he's angry, right? Like it's crazy. Okay, let's keep watching. All right, now when his friend dies, he hits the crust in. She gets slow motion.
Wait, pause the video really quick.
Now Immortal starts coming in. Okay,
No, pause the video.
Okay, what's up?
After rewatching the fight, you lied before. You said Immortal made Omni-Man bleed before his friend died. Like when did you
Yeah, I
make him?
kind of remember shit. Yeah, but what you call it? We can keep watching it. I think the rest of the thing is still accurate. Like Immortal is literally
Okay,
still.
no, keep going then. Keep going. I'd like to see if he's not angry after his friend dies.
He just says no. They keep going.
Yeah, so that is anger. I don't see why that wouldn't be anger.
Wait, keep going.
Wait, also go back. I didn't see if you made him bleed there or not. Can you go back really quick?
You can see right
Yeah.
there. Watching the fit.
Wait, one more time. I wasn't like paying
I'll
attention.
slow down for you. I'll slow down for you.
Yeah, just slow down. Well, that's probably too slow. I'm not gonna lie.
No. Stress. You gotta see. You know, he's the first one to punch. Probably is too slow. I can't lie.
Yeah, I told you it's too slow, man. Put on that 0.5.
All right, there we go. There we go. Now this scene look okay.
You just skip past it. You just skip past it.
Bro, that skip past it. Fuck.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. We're gonna. There you go. You saw it.
Yeah, that's fine, but I still think Omni. Right. I mean, fuck. I still think the Immortal would be angry after his friend dying. Then.
Hold on. Watch this. They punch and shit. He gets an advantage. I don't know why he did that. He's dumb as fuck. Okay. She dies, bro. And bro, look at this guy's coping, bro. He's the only person coping for the team, bro. Like,
I don't think it's cope though.
And then look, wait. Look how she responds again.
No, War Woman says they have to see even Immortal replies, "I choose us." But War Woman in this case,
get coached into it, bro.
No,
He's literally trying to talk him out of it. Like, what the fuck?
Jane, my entire point is War Woman doesn't dismiss the fact that he could be mind controlled. War Woman's just saying we have to choose ourselves over him. Now,
I know. And listen, the whole point I'm arguing. Listen, the whole argument is that she's the aggressor and he's the pacifist, basically. When he comes in, mind control or not, she's the first one to attack. Immortal doesn't even respond to self defend until after he sees someone's in life threatening danger, right? And even after that, he's still trying to say he's getting controlled, and she has to be like, "Yo, bro, stop being dumb and somewhere else, bro." And like he does not want to fucking kill him for real.
That is not, Jen. That is not what happens. She doesn't say he's dumb for believing he's mind controlled. She says even despite him being mind controlled, they would have to take him out because he's a risk to their lives, right? That doesn't disprove that Immortal is going all out, because even if Omni-Man is mind controlled in Immortal's head, the best solution to deal with the mind control.
You think I'm arguing he's holding back? I'm not arguing Immortal's holding back. That's not what he.
Yeah. So what's your point then? That he's not raging.
Listen.
I know your point is he's not angry. I'm saying he is angry at this point in time.
We're arguing if people get stronger from being angry. Okay, I'm saying listen, he already drew blood in a state where he's a pacifist technically.
Yes.
Right. And then when he actually is fucking angry, I think that he's losing to Omni-Man, who's not even trying to fight him for real. It's not. I don't think there's any type of step.
Okay, so I think I can just I think I've already counted all that. I'll just repeat one last time, and then I think we can conclude on the point. I've already said you cannot be trying to kill someone and still be angry. We know Immortal gets angry at the death of his friend. We know Immortal gets angry at the death of his friends, and he's just seen Red Rush die in front of him. I don't see why he's not going to be angry at this point in time. He's going to be like, "Oh, let's go, Omni-Man. You're my fucking best friend." He can still think Omni-Man is mind controlled, right? he can still believe the guy's mind controlled and still be angry at the person mind controlling him, which is gonna
Yeah, listen,
output him
rewind,
to
rewind.
higher AP.
Do you not, yes or no, can base Immortal do that feat?
No, basic immortal can't do that fit.
Okay. Immortal is stronger than Woman.
The mortal stronger than woman in
Yes.
terms of AP.
Yes.
I don't think that's provable. I think he can be
Okay.
faster or stronger based off the statement. So like he can win due to his higher durability. Just because he's stated over one doesn't mean the AP is what's the deciding factor. Especially since
Okay.
one uses a weapon, right, which can amplify AP.
I'm just gonna say it like this: season 3, when Omni Man comes to the planet and he's supposed to be an unknown threat, like, oh my god, what do we do? They literally says someone that powerful protocols to send in the Immortal. Obviously, like the Immortal's supposed to be at the forefront. It's not some only their ability shit. He has his portrayal of being the strongest hero. It's even his description. So,
Yeah,
I,
he,
like he
that
does the angry shit. Like I don't really think it follows, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't think that first part on Immortal being sent to deal with Omni-Man count as anything. First of all, do we even know like how old War Woman was at that point, or like how she was as a hero? But even I can even agree she was a hero at that time. She can just not have the speed and durability necessary to count as such a threat.
Bro, Immortal. Wait. Let me just argument. You think she doesn't have the speed necessary to hit people, but she in the Omni Man fight where you're arguing Immortal's amped, right? He's angry by her
Yeah,
logic.
yeah.
She is shown keeping up with the guy. Like she's not like moving at slug like snail pace. Like you think that follows? Like
She's like keeping up with the guy, but they're not like really like they're not like flying. Like for example, when you look at Immortal versus Omni Man, they're flying through the air like super fast speeds. When you look at Conquest versus Invincible, they're flying through the air at super fast speeds. That's why the other person can't keep up. Whereas somebody like War Woman on the ground running, they might be able to keep up with Immortal because I think his main mode of movement is flying. His main mode of like
I think their
attacking
flight speed
people.
scales to their combat speed. Like you not think that?
What do you say, sorry?
I think their flight speed scales to their combat speed. Like so obviously some
Their
characters can
flight
fly,
speed
but like
scales to their combat speed, did you say?
yeah. So for example, Superman, like he punches
Yeah,
and
yeah,
shit from flying, kind
I
of thing.
agree. I agree. Their flight speed scales to their combat speed. I don't think War Woman kept up with either of their flight speeds.
Okay. No. The argument is if combat speed scales to flight speed, they're still going relative to combat speed. This means
No,
like they can fly, but if they get
I
if they
disagree.
come flying like a bullet, they just dodge the bullet. You know what I'm saying?
No, but I disagree. I don't think War Woman and Immortal show relativity in combat speed. What happens is Immortal punches Omni Man. Omni Man goes flying in one direction, and then War Woman is in that direction and hits Omni Man the other way. I
Well,
don't
no,
think
I'm
that
using
proves.
the depiction. Like I'm saying, like for Red Rush, when he's supposed to be super fast, his whole narrative, right? When he
Yeah.
moves, when time is slowed down for like everything's slowed down for him, right? But when we see like
Mm-hmm.
Immortal and them and Immortal War in the same scene, no one's getting slowed down to like a snail pace. Like they're still moving like a relative pace, you know. So I'm arguing like it just seems to be depicting them in relative speed as opposed to be a massive gap. And if that's the case, then I just think the argument follows.
I don't think just because what the fuck? Fuck you, bitch. Anyway, I don't think just because we see them travel at a similar speed, that mean that not travel at a similar speed, but like the portrayal of their speed isn't like Red Rush, where Red Rush is moving at such a fast speed that everything's slowed down around him. Because by that logic, people like fucking what's his name? The Darkwing, yeah, Darkwing. People like Darkwing, Green Ghost, they're also not portrayed as massively slower in the point of view of War Woman and Immortal. But then, obviously, not at a similar speed. Darkwing's pretty much a regular fucking human. I don't see anywhere how he could be at the same speed as fucking War Woman and Immortal. But like, I just don't think that proves anything. Also, I'm gonna kill you, bitch.
Yeah, I mean, like you understand, like his literal student just reacts to like lightning, right? Like getting fired the gun, like
Who? Darkwing
Darkwing too.
student.
Yeah,
Yeah,
his literal student.
Darkwing 2 is a superhuman though. He has superhuman powers.
What you? No, he only can teleport. Like he's still human.
No, but I think, but since he's not like he's a human, but he's like different to a normal human, obviously, since he has powers.
Okay, I'll just use the Guardians of the Globe being stated to be the best heroes. Like so, like that's just that.
How does that debunk anything? They can be the
Okay,
best
so
heroes.
basically, because they're best heroes, that means they scale above everybody else. There's little sign ups to where you have to 1v1 to be a guardian right now. So it kind of implies that they would beat people 1v1, like indirectly.
Wait,
So
they can win in a 1v1. That doesn't have to be speed based. That can be due to
what?
Darkwing's
Wait,
intelligence.
listen. I'm Darkwing, who you're arguing slow as shit. Is basically
Yes.
weak as shit, not durable.
Yes.
Is beating Darkwing 2 biologically superhuman.
No,
Despite being
Darkwing,
more weaker.
Okay. First of all, Darkwing 2 at that time is just a weaker hero. He's like not trained as much. He's obviously gotten stronger after Darkwing died. I don't think he was like the same strength as he is now. Otherwise, Cecil would have started using him earlier.
Nigga, he was saying earlier he was being used earlier. The whole
No, he
point is
wasn't.
that
Cecil was not using him. Cecil did
listen,
not have him
listen,
on the squad.
listen. Darkwing 2 was working with them. After Darkwing died, the guy went to like hold up the mantle of Darkwing in Midnight City. He was sane for the couple first months. Then after time, he got insane and he sent Markin to fucking capture him so he could really rehabilitate him. That's really what happened.
No. Jane, what happens is, right, I agree he was in the city, right? He went insane from fucking fighting crime there. But if Cecil had knowledge on his capabilities and thought he was such like, because he thinks Darkwing is such like a useful fucking person that even despite his crimes, he thinks he can come out of prison, which he's only ever done with one other thing from what we've seen, which is that other fucking guy who makes the Reanimen, right? So obviously, I don't think. I think if fucking if Darkwing 2 used to be this same level as he was now, Cecil wouldn't just leave him to like rot in a city when Omni-Man's gone rogue and there's like all these new threats popping up. I think he'd actually utilize Darkwing 2 and get him out of that city before he started fighting the crime there, because he can have other petty heroes deal with the crime in a city, whereas there's Viltrumites, there's fucking all these other larger threats coming in that Darkwing 2 can be utilized for, whereas he doesn't need to face petty fucking crime in a city like his entire life. I think Cecil wouldn't leave him there to do that shit.
Listen,
Which
this
is
all presupposed that Darkwing turned mentally insane. I do think Cecil would hold off on it because he has other things that could really deal with the threat and couldn't deal with the threat.
whoa, wait,
So,
I disagree. What other things did he have to deal with, like Viltrumite threats? Besides Mark, which Mark couldn't even deal with it, he had to get trained.
you talking? Are you talking about? And okay, so if we're talking about Omni Man, you can't use that because Omni Man that's the same, like literally same day, same hour.
No,
Like
not Omni-Man. I mean like
yeah,
Viltrumite threats in
yeah,
general.
no, I'm saying okay, besides Omni Man, like what Anissa? I'm pretty sure he said that they have nobody on call. That's they just got him back, so he was getting rehabilitated still. So Darkwing.
No, but
You
the my
know,
point is after let's say after Mark fights Omni Man, right?
mm-hmm.
He could go and send someone to get Darkwing because he knows
I'm pretty
now
sure
the
he sent Mark.
Viltrumite.
Actually, the first thing he did.
No,
The second
he sent,
episode.
but he sent Mark way later. Like he didn't immediately, as soon as Mark was ready, like healed, he didn't send Mark. Mark was in his house for ages before Cecil actually sent him to get Darkwing.
Well, it does also depend on like if Darkwing snapped or not, bro. I do think that matters, bro. Because if Darkwing's a phone call away while mentally sane, I think we pull up.
Okay, but Darkwing wasn't willing to step up when Cecil sent him, so why would he not just send him earlier if he
You
wasn't
mean
willing to
step up
step
when
up
Cecil
anyway?
sent him? What are you talking about?
What did you say, sorry?
You said when Cecil sent him. What are you talking about? With Darkwing, like.
When Cecil sends Mark to get Darkwing,
Mm-hmm.
Darkwing at that point wasn't willing to step up. So even if Darkwing wasn't willing to
Yeah,
step
because
up
he was
earlier,
mentally
why would he?
insane.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with mentally insane. So there's two possibilities. Either Darkwing was willing to step up when he wasn't mentally insane, or he wasn't willing to step up when he was mentally insane. If he was willing to step up when he wasn't mentally insane, then Cecil would have sent for him after the Omni-Man fight, and he would have come of his own volition. If he wasn't willing to step up
No,
while he wasn't why would he not?
Cecil just says he wants to wait to send anybody else to not interfere. Literally verbatim.
No. I'm not talking about during the Omni-Man fight. I'm talking about after Omni-Man leaves Earth and Cecil knows that there's a threat of other Viltrumites coming, because Omni-Man puts that idea in his mind that other Viltrumites might come to conquer the planet. That's my point.
Okay. And you're saying because he didn't show up there where other stuff could have been happening, crime, or essentially where he's fighting crime at, that means that he didn't want to help, as opposed to
No. My point is Cecil can easily send in other heroes to deal with this crime because from what we see, it's just regular
But that wouldn't be
humans.
effective. That wastes more time. Like someone's closer versus other heroes who are capable or much
No,
closer
no,
to
no. But
Darkwing.
Darkwing is worth Darkwing is worth sending other heroes into the city to replace him because Darkwing, in Cecil's mind, is
But
like
I'm saying you don't know
a
that. Like, there's
useful
factors
resource.
that you can account for. Like maybe there's a crazy villain in the city that day. Maybe
Okay, that day,
had
sure,
a
but
reason or response already closer to
from
build the
all,
mission. Like you don't know
uh,
that.
uh, okay, that specific day, sure, but what about the day after and the day after and then multiple days before he
Bro,
finally sent
rewind. It's your
Invincible in?
argument. You need to justify your position. Like
No,
this
no,
time you
but
can't
no,
go after
it's just
argument.
less. No, it's just less likely that there was
Bro,
hundreds
I
of
don't.
thousands.
I don't.
Listen. My assumption is it has less assumptions built into it. Like my claim has less assumptions built into it. Mine is simply Darkwing grew stronger, which is why Cecil didn't send for him earlier. Your assumption is like, oh well, Darkwing was busy, he could have been facing multiple threats, so Cecil didn't want to like send him multiple things, which would waste more time. Yours makes more assumptions than mine.
Bro, the Viltrumites only appeared fucking, I think twice only. The Omni Man, not even counting. Like,
I agree, Jin. After Omni-Man leaves Earth, Diesel is aware that there is a possibility of other Viltrumites coming because of the
yes, but they're not
Viltrumites.
coming 24/7. Like I'm
Okay,
not seeing the argument
but
here.
why would he not get Darkwing earlier in case the
Bro,
Viltrumite comes?
listen. I'm telling you, Darkwing there's a point in time you cannot account for to where he is insane or not. The reason why he doesn't need to quote unquote get him earlier because he's not insane yet. He's still a phone call away. He got insane during season 2, which was
No, but
Cecil
my
directly
point
got one.
is, while he's not mentally insane, why would Cecil not bring him in to like um like Mark's training and everything like that, and like the Guardians of the Globe, he's like building those teams up. Why did he leave Darkwing in a random fucking city fighting petty crime and not bring him to the big facilities to join the big teams to get some actual
Listen.
training done?
The argument is that he already probably has them on phone call. It's just that Darkwing wants to do something else unless a big thing really is happening. Hence why he's staying here to fight crime. Like
No,
I don't
no,
understand.
because
I don't
because
understand.
by no, because by that logic, why didn't Darkwing just go back to Dark City after he was rehabilitated? Why didn't he go back to the city and start beating crime again?
Because we know it fucking warps his mind. Yo, there's no way you're arguing that. Wow.
Oh my god! Yes, I agree. It warped his mind. It only warped his mind. It only warped his mind because he was doing it 24/7. Whereas now he can ask Cecil for help and he can go back. But by the way, he does value the city still. I don't think just because it made him insane, it made him completely
Yeah,
devalue
but
the city
he's an
and just
addict.
throw
He's
it
a
away.
recovering addict, bro. Like you don't send him to the city instantly, bro. You let him rehabilitate himself in society to see if he can cope well. And then like
But
he wants to go back to town.
Cecil's put him on the Guardians of the Globe. He's not planning to send him back to the city.
I know. I'm saying he's a recovering addict. So to send him, like to make him go back to this, it's like saying this, right? This heroin addict, right? This guy who smokes, he likes to smoke a lot. So you're like, oh, he has to stop this smoke addiction. We're gonna make him take a break, and then we're gonna, after he takes his break, we're gonna put him back with a cigarette a day. What? Why would you give him a cigarette a day? No, you don't give him a cigarette a
that
day.
is not the
You give
same.
him away from that environment.
That is not Jin. That is just not the same. Because
No,
in
it
the
is the
case,
same.
Jin, it's not, and let me explain why. Darkwing in the city only became insane because he had to fight so much crime, right? He had to fight so much. Sending him back into the city with help, he doesn't have to fight as much crime anymore, and therefore isn't going to go insane from it. He's fighting an amount of crime that
Oh
he can
my god.
actually deal with.
You can't listen. You cannot prove that because he has like 4 extra people that means all crime is gonna stop. That
No,
crime still isn't gonna
not
belong
all
to them.
crime, but it's going. No, I never
I
said all
still
crime
think
is
the
going to
same
stop.
logic would apply that I think he went insane for other reasons. Sure, crime
Okay,
may
but
involve.
by that logic, him being on the Guardians of the Globe would also be feeding his addiction because he's still fighting crime, and you can't prove the Guardians of the Globe will stop all the crime
Bro,
in the
it's
world.
specifically in Midnight City. I'm saying it has other things beside crime that makes him win infected. Like it's always midnight there. Like it's gonna mess with his sense of morale, bro. Like he's seeing like imagine like seeing a robbery but in a dark setting as opposed to a bright setting. It just looks worse, bro.
Dude,
Like
I don't think that's what
inherently worse.
made him insane though, because normal people live there. Normal people are deal. I don't think Darkwing's like a
Yeah, I know.
retard
I'm saying the
who's
crimes he's witnessing is warped to a much higher quality because it's always like in a fucking ass, dark ass, gloomy ass state. As opposed to if you watch a crime happening in broad daylight, it just looked physical appealingly like was aesthetically better. Like
but
it's
Darkwing. First of all, Darkwing's not only fighting in the day; he's going to be sent to crimes at night. But second of all, Darkwing's new tasks that he's getting put up against are just way higher caliber. Like
Way
they're
higher
way higher.
caliber.
Yeah,
What the fuck?
they're just way harder than they were in Midnight City. He's fighting like people like fucking what's his name, the little ground guy who like mauls underground and beat all the heroes. I don't fucking remember his name, but he's fighting people like that. Whereas in fucking Midnight City, we see the crooks he's fighting. They're like fucking fodder we can like tie up with a fucking rope.
Bro, it doesn't. I'm not arguing about the strength of the villain. Like I'm talking about what the fuck. I'm
No,
talking
but
about
you don't think fighting stronger villains are gonna have more of an effect on his mental state since he's gonna have to go against them for longer.
Bro, like I'm talking. No, I definitely think seeing a much crazier, higher quality, like sad sight is going to affect them more than just oh my god, there's a villain that's 18 straight. I'm
Wait,
just
but
going to punch up.
these higher quality villains are also destroying the higher, like larger areas. Like for example, the Invincible variants, they're destroying larger areas, which is going to affect the mind more because more terrible acts are being done since more large areas are being destroyed.
Bro, but I'm saying that inherently, as opposed to Midnight City, regardless going to say there's a state of violence, it's going to look aesthetically more pleasing because it's not 24 in a gloomy ass state of darkness.
But I think there's other factors that even it out. Just because it's not midnight, that doesn't mean.
I read no, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I don't
Oh,
think
I
you can
think we
prove
can
that.
just because I have to go soon anyway. I think we can just end this point here then, and we
Yeah.
can say
Yeah, it isn't there. Yeah, bro. What else is there, bro? You also got this, bro. This also just proves
what
Mark goes back against Conquest.
what's this?
Unleashes his ultimate fury.
This is Ultimate Fury.
Type shit. Type shit.
Okay, first of all, I don't even know who runs the YouTube channel and whether they're like titles are meant to just be hyperbole hyping up the episode or whether it's actually supposed to be input on the episode. I just don't think it's supposed to be input on the app, but we can just pause it here for now because I do have to go soon.
All right. All right. All right. Who's paying me?